Hey guys, Brandon here with Exotic Cars 19, and I somehow find myself inside the Porsche 918 Spyder. First and foremost, I just want to give a big thank you to Porsche of Central Austin for allowing me to come in here and film some of their cars, just make a quick review on them and all of that. The Porsche 918 Spyder, it's a car that needs no introduction, but I'll give it to it anyways. This one here is finished in a one-off, incredibly beautiful VooDoo blue, and also has the matching key to go with it, which is just an incredibly nice touch to see. But anyway, I hope that these videos and pictures that I'll be posting as well give this car justice on just how beautiful this blue really is. Many of us have seen 918 Spyders before, but this one here, its blue, is just so deep and just hard to take your eyes off of it. But without any further ado, we'll just kind of run through some of the things about the 918, most of which you may already know. Only 918 of the 918s were made, and it's crazy to think about that back when they were new, not terribly long ago, they started at well under $1 million. If you got the YSEC package, which gives you some more carbon fiber panels for weight reduction, that one started at $929,000. But as we know, the market has spoken, and all of them have been sold, and now they're going for quite the premiums. They are all well into the millions. The YSEC package I mentioned earlier, that's just, again, the carbon fiber panels for weight reduction, and that weighs in at 3,602 pounds, 90 pounds less than the traditional one, weighing in at 3,692 pounds. Quite a light car no matter which one you get, especially considering what sits behind me, which is a 4.6 liter V8 coupled with the hybrid system, the battery. It produces 887 horsepower and 944 pound-feet of torque. As you know, this has the carbon ceramic brakes and the 7-speed dual clutch transmission. All of this means 0 to 60 happens in 2.5 seconds, 60 to 0 happens in 95 feet with a top speed of 217 miles an hour. It'll also do the quarter mile in 10 seconds at 145 miles an hour. All that off a car just from the factory floor. Quite impressive to say the least. Now, this car, obviously, as we know, compares to two other hybrid hypercars, Ferrari with their LaFerrari, McLaren with their P1. And here's something interesting to note about all three of the cars together. The 918 is the fastest around the Nürburgring. The other two haven't released a time yet. So, with that said, this is the fastest. This is the only one that is four-wheel drive. I believe it is the only one as well with four-wheel steering. It's the only one to have a removable roof that gets stowed away in the front trunk. It has the longest range on electric only, up to 18 miles, and it is the cheapest. I'll use that quote quite lightly because it still is quite a hefty price, but considering that all of those things that make this one unique to those two, especially that it is fastest around Nürburgring, to be the least expensive of the other two, it's quite an astonishing feat as well. The interior of a 918, as you may know, is a very simplistic, beautiful interior. It doesn't have the same goal as a Bentley or anything like that, trying to, dwell you in all this luxury. This has a different mission, but it goes without saying that this is still an incredibly great place to sit. I think first impressions climbing in, it's not the easiest car to get in and out of, but it shouldn't be, especially for what kind of car it is and what it can do. The seating position is quite upright. This isn't my first time in a 918. I'm fortunate enough to know someone who has a beautiful spec as well on his 918, and I've ridden on it twice now, one on track on Harris Hill Raceway, quite a bumpy track, and then one on just some back roads. And I remember on both occasions, the first thing I thought when I sat in it is the seating position is quite upright to where you might think it's too upright. 1 minute of sitting in it, you realize that's the right position to be in anyway. That's just the position you should be in for spirited driving and controlling a car like a 918 Spyder. So I have no problems with the seating position. Now sat in it for a few minutes making this video. I love the seating position. But just everything that you're surrounded by, the gloss carbon fiber, all the leather, everything is just it makes for a great place to sit. The gloss carbon fiber paddle shifters, the beautiful steering wheel, no flat bottom or anything like that, but it's a very simple steering wheel to look at, yet there's a lot of buttons. One of them being on the bottom right here, you have this little switch here. So when you get the key, you put it into the left side, like with most Porsche or all Porsches, and then it defaults. It starts on electric mode by default, but you could turn it a couple notches, but not all the way, and then go from electric mode to race or sport, and then turn it on, and then it'll then start with the combustion engine, so you could hear that glorious sound. But anyway, like I was saying with the buttons on the steering wheel, bottom right is this dial here, and it has 5 different driving modes: E, H, S, R, and then the red button. E, obviously electric only mode. H for hybrid. I'll kind of couple both of them to get the best efficiency. Sport kind of uses the combustion engine as the main source of propulsion, but still has regenerative, charging for the batteries, and will still use the batteries. Race is pretty much the same, but just charges the batteries more aggressively, and really knows how to utilize that for performance driving. Hit the red button, you're on hot lap mode, and that pretty much gives you the full beans for a shorter amount of time just to get your hot lap in, as you could imagine. Anyway, that kind of wraps up some of the key things I want to talk about, but it's the 918. It goes without saying, it's just an incredible car. You look at it from the outside and you just fall in love with it, and all you want to do is get inside and at least ride in one. And then while you're riding one, you just want to get out and look at it again. It's just that gorgeous of a car, and it just makes you dwell over it like most cars kind of don't nowadays. This one still packs that punch for me. I just don't tire of seeing a 918. Especially this one, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, VooDoo Blue is a color that I hope comes through and gives it justice. It's almost like a Mexico blue that you'll see on a GT3 RS, but this one's a little bit more active. Out in the sun, it kind of looks like a darker Mexico blue. You take it inside and it gets really, really dark. It just looks just incredible. Anyway, guys, that just about covers up everything I wanted to say about this car. Again, huge thanks to Porsche Central Austin for allowing me to come here and film this car. As always, I will put the link in the description to where you guys can check out their online inventory. They have some pretty cool stuff. But anyway, if you're a local viewer of mine from Austin, buy this car. Take me for a ride. Why not? But anyway, guys, I will now, believe it or not, be hopping into this thing's predecessor, the Porsche Carrera GT, for a review. So look out for that in a couple days. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day.